I've been revisiting an old Unity project of mine, which is basically an isometric sketchpad. I have a single line draw mode and a kaleidoscope mode that allows me to draw several symmetrical lines at the same time. My pencil class, which handles the actual placement of the lines, became a mess as soon as I implemented the ability to switch between draw modes. In it, I constantly check whether draw mode is kaleidoscope whenever I start, update, or finish drawing a line. And if it is, I call the respective method in my Kaleidoscope class. Otherwise, I run my single mode logic. This feels wrong to me for several reasons. One is that my pencil class is doing two things: handling the logistics of choosing which mode to draw with, as well as handling the logic of single draw mode. The other reason I am not satisfied with this setup is that introducing a new future draw mode will just spaghettify things a bit more. This seemed like a great opportunity to use the strategy pattern.
Strategy. Get used to the word strategy.
To implement the strategy pattern for my pencil class, I will first create a pencil strategy abstract class, which will have three abstract methods: start line, update line, and finish line. All of them will take a vector3 position as parameter. Next, I will create my single strategy class, which will inherit the pencil strategy class. Since the pencil strategy class has three abstract methods, my single strategy class must override them. So I will create my start, update, and finish line methods with a vector3 parameter, just like in my pencil strategy abstract class. Inside these methods, I will place my single mode draw logic, which used to reside in my pencil class. I will also add a line renderer variable to store a reference to my current line, and since I opted to not make the pencil strategy abstract class a mono behavior, I have to make sure to replace my instantiate and destroy methods with GameObject instantiate and GameObject destroy. Pulling these lines is something I haven't dealt with yet. As for my line prefab, I will be using the one in my pencil class. Now I will do the same with my Kaleidoscope Strategy class. So I inherit from pencil strategy and implement my three abstract methods with their respective logic. I will also add any extra variables that are specific to this strategy and make any necessary adjustments to my draw logic. Now that we have both strategy classes set up, we just need to make the necessary adjustments in the pencil class to be able to set up the strategy pattern. First, I make a pencil strategy variable called current strategy, which will store a reference to my current selected strategy. Then, in my start, update, and finish line methods, I will call my current strategy's respective method. And finally, I need a way to set my current strategy. So I make a method for each of them where I create a new instance of my respective strategy method and store it as my current strategy. It's worth noting once again that this can be done since my current strategy variable is of type pencil strategy, and it can hold a reference to any class that implements it, which both my single strategy and Kaleidoscope strategy do, as well as any future strategies I may add in the future. Now I just need to make sure to set a strategy in my start method to act as default to make sure there's always a strategy active. It's worth noting that you could also make a set strategy method that takes in a strategy as parameter in case you want to inject the specific strategy to use from somewhere else, which can be useful when adding new strategies since it saves me the need to modify my pencil class for every new strategy I make. It's also worth noting that while I implemented my strategy pattern with an abstract class, you could do it with an interface as well. And now, once again, my code does exactly what it used to do.
Disclaimer alert, I don't fully know what I'm talking about.